Ideally, I don't wish suffering on anybody. Ideally, anyway, typically. I don't like to suffer. You likely don't like to suffer. But there have been many times where people have needed to suffer in order to understand lessons, get stronger. Like even similar to working out in the gym, you're gonna feel pain. Working out in general, you're gonna feel pain. You're gonna feel the pain and aches and all that. But as you let your body go through that stress that part of you doesn't want to go through, you get them getting stronger, right? And there are things that we'll never learn if things always go our way. There are things we don't really appreciate until hard times come, right? So I would say if suffering can help you to be better, or even me better, I would say bring it on. There's a part of me that doesn't want to say that, but if it's necessary for growth, I'll go through it, right? And yeah, there are unfortunate, very, very unfortunate situations on this earth that people go through that is really unfortunate. And there's a different video I'm going to talk about a little more about that, although I don't have all the answers to that. But in many cases, there's strength through struggle. For example, I grew up in a hood. I grew up around poor people. I'm in a neighborhood where there's a mixture of pretty affluent people and not so affluent people. And I've come across people, I've known people that grew up in tough times, like around drugs, abused, hard times financially, mother dad wasn't really there for them, in and out of jail, prostitutes, all sorts of stuff, tough times. And these people, rather than dwell on that negativity, rather than let that shape them, right, they pushed through, persevered, were resilient, went on to become people in great people in careers, in their community, in their church, and doing great things, starting their own families, pushing past that. I think other people that say, oh, because of my environment, because the way I was brought up, that's why I'm like this. So two people go through the same experience, but two different people have two different responses. Come on, two different reactions. One allowed that to push them to better. The other one allowed it to keep them bitter. Don't let it keep you bitter. Help it make it help you to get better. Ooh, come on. One of my favorite phrases from one of the great speakers of our time, Jim Rohn, is don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Wish you were better. We got someone like Nelson Mandela, who went through a hard time, in South Africa, was wrongfully incarcerated 27 years, and could have been bitter, could have been angry, could have let that keep him in this bad state emotionally. He eventually left prison, and he became the first black president. I like saying brown president, me personally, in South Africa. So, despite that unfairness, despite being in prison for 27 years, that's tough. Isolation, that can break anybody. A lot of people can be broken by that, be bitter for the rest of their life. But he allowed that mess, that misery, to keep him in a deplorable state. He pushed past that and still decided to do something incredible with the rest of his life. I got a coworker that, says she used to have cancer. And she got better. She still smokes here and there, but her diet though is much, much better. So that's has helped. So although she hasn't stopped smoking, she has done a big change. And that health scare, helped her to get it together. There are times where you need a scare in life to help you to get it together, right? And she quit because she could have died. You know, Christian multi-millionaire Myron Golden, check him out on YouTube if you haven't. Has like a I think his left leg. He has no leg. It's this artificial leg that he has. He has no real leg on his left leg. And this guy is a multi-millionaire. He's brilliant, well spoken, does great things for the community, for the world. Very knowledgeable, very optimistic, funny. He has not let that. He said if he could do all over again, he would allow him. He would keep his that artificial leg. He would not have a real leg, a real left leg. He said that has helped him to be the man that he is today. The strength, going through the struggle has brought him a strength that he says he wouldn't have had, very likely not, if he had a real leg. Some may disagree, but he personally said it has helped him become the man he is today. So there are times in life where I know suffering is needed. Although we run away from it, it hurts, it's painful, obviously. There are times that's needed for elevation, needed to be the person that we would not be if we didn't go through that time, right? And my final point is people who have received the gospel of Christ. There's people who don't care about God, blah, blah, blah. And they end up in prison, jail, and they finally listen. Maybe they pray themselves, read the Bible themselves in there, or a preacher comes and talks to them, and they finally listen, and they finally accept the gospel. There's one of my favorite street preachers, and Adam LaCroix, said he had, a lot of issues with drugs. I think it was, or the weed. Yeah, I think alcohol issue, weed issue. I think he almost died from some heart issue, due to his rebellious lifestyle or death style, and because he almost died, that finally had him say, you know what, the way I'm living my life, I'm done. So he went through a period of suffering, which helped him to learn that lesson. Like, well, my way is not working here, and I need to understand that there's a higher power for me to answer to. I'm not so strong and so tough. I have a limited time on this earth. And a lot of people don't realize that until they're gasping for air and trying to breathe, realizing your body is breaking up, your body's breaking down. You're not as tough and strong as you think you are. Anything can wipe us out. So that hard time propelled him to fully surrender to God and not put his days on fire for God. But he still realized his mortality. But he ultimately realizes that, wow, I'm going to live my life with the realization that I don't have much time left. I don't have forever, currently anyway, until eternity comes rushing in, rolling in, judgment day and all that. But right now, he understands he doesn't have much time left. None of us know. So let me get it together. Let me stop wasting my time on nonsense, trivial things that don't really matter. Let me get it together. And it took a hard time for him to finally get it together. And I pray that that'll be the same for you. That you would say, although this is not, I don't like this situation in my life right now, maybe with finances or family or health or whatever it is. Whatever I can do to make it better, help it to be better, help me, Lord. I need the wisdom, the resources to do it, to get better. And if I still got to go through it, I need strength, the endurance to go through it. But even when I'm going through it, I would pray. I hope you would pray and ask God, what are you trying to teach me through this? What are you trying to help me to be through all this? What kind of perspective do you want to show me through all this? That's a very healthy and mature outlook on suffering. All right. God bless you. I love you.